What up, what up, what up, what up? Good morning, people. Yo, it's your boy Cedric from the Glad Life. I hope everybody has just been having an amazing week, enjoying time with their family and their friends and their loved one, and also just time with themselves, because yourself is also important. Now, boy, oh boy, oh boy, do I have a topic for you. It is letting go of ego and pride. Woo! Man! Let me tell you. First and foremost, for those of you who understand astrology, I'm a Leo. Leos are so prideful. We are so much ego. Also makes us super sensitive at times. If you would have said to me that I'm sensitive and I have an ego, I'm like, no, I don't. But boy, did I realize I have a huge ego. And I have too much pride, or had too much pride. Pride would stand in the way of asking for help. You know, I'm too good to ask anyone for help, because I don't want people to see me as not in a good place. The only time people can actually see me is when things are going well. And it actually showed a lot. For example, and people who know me very well, they will confirm. Whenever I relapsed or took drugs, I disappeared from people. People who I always kept my two lives separate. My phone would ring, I would not answer. I wouldn't talk to my friends, I wouldn't talk to my family, and soon people actually started to understand, he's not answering his phone consistently right now. And they might not even say anything to me. And that's what's so funny about it. Because I would not answer my phone. They were like, yeah, I think he's relapsed. He's doing something. He doesn't want to talk to people. And it was nothing to do about them. Nothing to do about them. It's all about me, my ego, my pride. So I wouldn't answer the calls. But yet, the funny thing is, they knew. I knew that they actually knew. But yet, my pride and my ego was like this little bubble, like this protection. But it's just the unspoken things that wasn't said. But who was hurting from it? Me. Because I wouldn't reach out. I wouldn't talk to people. I wouldn't let people know that I'm struggling. This video topic is courtesy of a good friend. I call my little brother, who I met in rehab, Dylan. We talked very recently. And he didn't ask me anything, but I could figure out, and I offered some assistance to him. He's like, oh yeah, thanks, bro. He said, I don't like to ask. And I said, bro, you know that's your pride. You gotta let that go. You know what? I want to do a video on this, because I understand. I also understand that where it built up from, and a very true story. And I don't point fingers and blame people to say that that's the reason why, but I understand how certain things impact me. When I was 20 years old, I was in the military and I was stationed at Biloxi, Mississippi. And I used to love to surprise my family who still lived in Jersey. So I drove up to Jersey one time and went up there for a couple of weeks and spent time with my family, and I was irresponsible. And I had a great time. Just going out, hanging out, seeing family, spending money, seeing friends. And then it was time for me to drive back because my leave was over. I realized I didn't have no money. So I was like, oh damn it, I don't have no money. Excuse my language. And I had to go down and I asked Dad. My dad's military. Very regimented, very structured. I went downtown. Actually, I had to go into the base because my dad was at the base. And I had to ask him, say, hey, Dad, it's time for me to go back home, but I don't have any money. And my dad, one thing about my father, he wants you to be an accountable person, which is a good trait that he actually put in me. Oh, but he chewed me a new one. He was like, are you kidding me? I didn't raise you to be like this. And you know what that did? It made me prideful. Instead of me listening to the lesson that he was trying to teach me, I got sensitive, my ego kicked in, and thought, I'm never going to ask anybody for anything again. And those who actually really know me know how hard it has been for me to learn to ask for help. And guess who suffers? Me. I would not ask for help. I struggle. I do remember. This is years. This is back in 2014. After I split up with my ex and I was going through a phase. And when I went on disability to try to work on myself. And in the state of California, when you apply, you have to wait till they approve. So I had no income coming in at one point, and I had literally $0. And instead of me asking good family and friends for anything, I sat in my house with $0, no money. And when my friend found out, they was like, boy, what is your problem? And I was like, I'm not gonna ask. Cedric, we love you. We got your back. We're not gonna judge you. But in my head, I don't want people to know. I don't want people to see me like this. It's ego and pride. It kept me there for such a long time of me not wanting to ask for help. And even with my addiction, you know, my company didn't know, my friends didn't know. When people found out that I actually had addiction, they were like, are you serious? We had no clue. That's because how society stigmatizes addiction. My addiction stemmed from pain that I actually had for years and years ago, but for me, I'm embarrassed about it. I was ashamed about it. So I had so much pride that I didn't want to talk about it. I'd lie. I'd make up excuses. I'm about to put this out here out here for real. People used to always think that I lost my phone, and a lot of times, sometimes I did because I was inebriated or high. Sometimes I sold it, but I ain't telling no one. Ego and pride. When I started this journey, you know, it's such a slow process. Very slow process. When we think of change and we think, oh, I want to work on this, we're expecting it to be like that. But the reality is that it takes work, and you have to be prepared to put the effort in. So when I am now traveling, I've literally just run back into LA, just shoot a bunch of videos with my editor, and I think it's super cool. And I have a list of topics. So when I left to leave LA to start my journey, I was waiting for my unemployment to kick in. And I had actually set up unemployment before, and then I came back and I just worked for a few more weeks, and now I was like, okay, I'm not going to be working, so now I need to set it in motion. And because I'm in my spiritual journey, I'm very honest about everything. So what happened is I couldn't accept my unemployment. They denied my unemployment. And I was sitting right there. I was talking to my brother. I had no money, nothing coming in. I had to learn to ask for help. I had to ask my best friend. I had to ask my niece. I had to ask my brother, and they all helped me out. And you know what started to go away? Is that ego and pride. So where I am today is I no longer worry, because ego and his pride is worrying about what people think about you. And I can no longer worry because I'm the one that's stopping my progress. So where I am today is, if I need help, I check myself to say, what's stopping you from asking, Cedric? Is it your ego? Is it your pride? If it is, get over yourself. And I push myself. And so now, instead of me sitting there without, I ask. Someone says, no, it's not their fault, they can't help. But at least I know now that I'm doing everything. And now with the faith that I have in God, God makes sure I have what I need. So, ego and pride, safely where it needs to be. So, I hope this little story kind of helps you out of how I've learned to let go of my ego and pride, and just don't let it stop. Someone always told me, what people think of you is none of your business. So I want to thank everybody for watching my videos, for the love and support that I actually get. I really appreciate you. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, send it to anyone that you feel may need to hear this story. I hope everybody has a beautiful day, and know, as I continue to tell my story, I'm inching closer and closer to my glad life. Thanks for listening. God bless. And I love you guys. Peace.